another Monday boost. We are getting closer to 100 soon. Really excited to be doing this with you. And again, I have prepared, of course, an interesting topic, which is perceptions. And it says the following. Those who cling to perceptions and views wander the world offending people.
Mm-hmm.
It's profound. Its perception just could be superficial, but actually it is not.
I would say yes, and mostly the perceptions are subjective. So then I do understand how, let's say, Buddha sees it, that if somebody cling to his perceptions, right, then you will go out offending people, because there's nothing that you let, I would say, you do not let the perception of others enter your world, right? You cling to your own perception. So it's only your point of view, your perspective on the world. And I would just say that by definition, this will eliminate listening. And the client that comes to my mind, it's, let's say, a young Italian, right? 30 years old. And she said to me, I have a problem because I'm not assertive enough, right? And I said to her, that's very strange what to say, because I, on the contrary, have the impression that you're very assertive. You're very assertive to the, I would say, almost the limit of being pushy, aggressive, right? Pressurizing people, right? So that's the way I perceive you, right? And she said, oh, strange, because I thought I'm not assertive enough. And then what came to my mind is, wait a little bit. In the old times, I'm talking about the Greek philosophers, right? They said that in order to persuade, you need to have three characteristics that stay with you. Number one is the ethos. The ethos is that you have to be perceived as an ethical person. That means, let's say, a certain moral and ethical standards, right? Because otherwise the others do not, how do I call that, believe you, right? The ethics is the thing that make people believe that you are the specialist, you are the expert, you know what you're talking about. Okay, so this is number one, ethos. Number two is the pathos. The pathos is the relationship with your audience, the relationship with the whatever, your interlocutor, right? Now, if you don't have a relationship, then you cannot influence, because the other person does not allow you to influence, or they do not accept your influence if you don't create first a relationship. And then only as a number three comes the logos, which is the logical demonstration of whatever point of view you have. Now, so coming back to my client, I said, to my mind, right, what is missing of this trio for you is the pathos, which is the relationship. So that means you might be knowledgeable and you might have a perfect demonstration, the logos, right? But if you don't have the pathos, which is the relationship, you do not convince. Now, how does relate this with the perceptions that Buddha said? Well, the point is that in the pathos, that means in the relationship with others, you let their perception enter your world. You take into consideration their perceptions. And by doing so, you create the relationship. And by doing so, you complete the trio so that you can influence. So that was the closure of, let's say, this moment of exploration that took us from lack of assertiveness to, in fact, lack of relationship.